Welcome back to Harbor. One thing came through loud and clear today at the Clinton Global Initiative up in New York. Bill Clinton is the man to see. He's the boss of the Democratic Party. He's so influential, even the candidate of the opposing party, Mitt Romney, took time away from the campaign trail to attend his big event up there today. And President Obama, too, praised the former president. Let's listen to President Obama.
I am grateful for your friendship and your extraordinary leadership. And I think I speak for the entire country when we say that you continue to be a great treasure for all of us.
So what will the power of Bill Clinton mean for the 2012 election looking ahead for 6 weeks and beyond? John Heilemann is New York Magazine National Affairs Editor and an MSNBC contributor. And I must give you congratulations, John. I was out there with you. You and Mark Halperin wrote the book that picked up four Emmys this weekend, Sunday night. We all watched. It must be amazing to be part of a show that included that first hour or so of that show. And then it got intellectual when you got up there. I thought it was pretty impressive. Congratulations. It's all part of television. Susan Page, thank you. I'm sure you'll get your Emmy someday for front page reporting with USA Today. Let me ask you about a game-changing situation. I know you don't want to give away your next book, but it seems to me Bill Clinton's speech in Charlotte not only changed the political sort of feel, but people began to feel coming out of that, according to some polling I've seen, feeling better about the economy objectively.
Yes.
Tell me about that, the way you look at that.
I think hugely important, that speech, Chris. I mean, in a way, I think even conservatives have acknowledged the notion that President Clinton's speech actually was kind of a game-changing moment in the election. He did two different things. I mean, he really did lay out the choice with incredible clarity. He laid out the argument for the fact that it really refuted in a very powerful, concrete way, answered the question that the Obama campaign was having trouble answering, which was, are you better off now than you were 4 years ago? And he said, yes, you are, emphatically, and let me show you why. I think that was huge. And there's a lot of polling out there that suggested that the bump that President Obama got out of the convention was almost all due to Bill Clinton. And you now see him almost like a running mate. If you look at the Obama ads, you see the Obama ads across the country. President Clinton is in almost all of the ones that are running heavily in the swing states right now. And they run, the video runs back to back at the end of the ads. You see President Clinton speaking. You see President Obama speaking. It's almost as if they were running mates. That's how powerful the Obama campaign thinks Bill Clinton is validated for his economic message and as a kind of a champion of the notion that, in fact, yes, things are on the right track.
Susan, I want you to look at a very short bite from the great Daily Show, which, by the way, won its 10th Emmy, I think, the other night. Here's Jon Stewart, and he talked about, well, it was an understated reference to Clinton's tour de force down in Charlotte. Let's watch very quick.
So, give any good speeches lately, or...
Susan, that is now so well known that speech was so good that all Stewart, who's brilliant at this, just teases that.
You know, it's really remarkable. Remember, these are two men, Barack Obama and Bill Clinton, who, have a history, and not a good one. They have a history as being rivals, some bitterness from the primary battle 4 years ago. And yet, if President Obama wins the second term, some of the credit is going to go to Bill Clinton. And you saw in the interview that President Obama did with 60 Minutes on Sunday, he said, here's a quality I admire in presidents I've studied who are successful: persistence. It's an underrated virtue. Who do you think he was thinking about when he talked about persistence? Because there's no person in public life who has been more persistent than Bill Clinton in getting knocked down and getting right back up.
And that is the key. Oliver Wendell Holmes said, you can't change everything in your life, but you can have a big heart. You can keep trying. Anyway, on CBS Face the Nation this Sunday, Bill Clinton was non-committal in his way on whether Hillary will run in 2016. We can always read this guy. But he left no doubt that he thinks she's in the right job now. And, of course, we know what he's thinking about the future. But let's watch him in action.
I just don't know. She's an extraordinarily able person. I never met anybody I thought was a better public servant, but I have no earthly idea what she'll decide to do.
You know, he's really good at that. John, I find him so fascinating to watch, just to listen to him. And his IQ must be in the 200 range. And he's there saying what he knows he has to say. Don't speak for her. Right. She's an autonomous figure, happened to be married to him, but she's a politician in her own right. Don't preclude anything she does. But I thought it was very much a cheerful message about her.
Oh, well, look, President Clinton clearly wants his wife to run for president in 2016. I don't think there's any doubt about that. I spent the day today over at the CGI, and there's a lot of the old Clinton network that's around that operation. You talk to those folks. There's a lot of people who want her to run. They don't have any doubt that President Clinton wants her to run, that he thinks she would be a great president, that he thinks she's been a great Secretary of State. I think that President Clinton is actually speaking the truth when he says he doesn't know what she's going to do. And I think she has made a very conscious decision, even with the people closest around her, to say, I'm not talking about that right now. I'm not thinking about that right now. I want to finish this job. I want to take some time off. I think the question then becomes, a year from now, when she's ahead of every Democrat in every poll by 50 points, and she's the one who's seen as being the only one who can raise the kind of money you would need to be able to run, whether if she decides to get in, she clears the field with everyone else. I just don't see that there's any other Democrat in any position to take her on.
Speaking for my native state, Pennsylvania should win with 70% against anybody. Anyway, let's take a look at her speech today, because I think at the Global Initiative, I think she's starting to do very subtly a little help to the president. Here she is talking away about imbalance of power and the wealth and the elite, how they don't carry their load around the world, in a way that's very supportive of what the president's been saying about tax fairness. Let's listen to Secretary Clinton.
And one of the issues that I have been preaching about around the world is collecting taxes in an equitable manner, especially from the elites in every country. I'm out of American politics, but it is a fact that around the world, the elites of every country are making money. There are rich people everywhere, and yet they do not contribute to the growth of their own countries.
So, Susan, was she talking about Argentina, Borneo, or the good old U.S. of A? I thought she was doing some home consumption there. That
doesn't seem like such a subtle message to me. That seems pretty clear. I assume Hillary Clinton runs in 4 years, because why shouldn't she? Any man in that situation would be running. I mean, Joe Biden is talking about running. And, here's a change from 4 years ago. 4 years ago when she ran, we thought of Bill Clinton as a mixed blessing, a guy who carried some baggage. Yeah. What do we think we're going to think about him in 4 years? It seems to me he's going to be probably a total asset for her if and when she decides to make another bid.
We'll see. He's always a comeback kid, and he always has to be. So maybe he's made his final comeback. It's an awful big one, this one he's pulled. Anyway, you're right, Susan, but you never know. Anyway, John Heilemann, Susan Page, thank you both.